Nope, that's not a Labyrinth deck on the side of Yuna, of course, not Noel. And on the bottom side we have Tom-Luca and not Mattis. Yuna is about to start playing the Malice strategy, has been on Malice for an eternity now. Starting with Chessy Cat, activating Chessy Cat as well. Is there a response? If there is no response in game one, okay, Infinite Impermanence. There is a small chance that this is a turn, and it doesn't look like it is yet. Yuna going into a Linguribo here now. Do we have a Bestial? Do we have Marcha? What is our follow-up?
Maybe backup at Ignister could also work. It is the Magnum. That's the best Bestial you could wish for there. That's massive for Yuna, and Tom just has to nod it off.
Yeah.
Yuna is into the combo. Yuna has been playing this Malice deck the entire season. You said it, 0 major event tops so far, but still the only player here in this tournament to go 4-0. No losses in Swiss, and now with the prime position to make it here in this first semi-final.
And that is Red Ransom immediately. And there is a few ways to play versus the Malice deck, and I think the most efficient one is to let them not get to those extra deck names. As soon as Red Ransom hits the field, it is super hard to play against Malice, to outgrind them, to break their field, to win against them.
This is a match of all time for the both of them. It's actually crazy because I think both of them didn't even have a featured match yet at any of those big events. And now your first featured match is one where you are about to possibly qualify to the World Championship. That is absolute madness, but that is the situation we have both of these players in right now. And there is Nibiru, the primal being from Tom. And we do have the scores and names now perfectly updated. Nice.
Okay, so now we'll have to see if Yuna has any more follow-up, because right now, most of the time, you're playing Link Spider in the Malice strategy, so that token can become quite useful.
Oh, you just go with another Bestial, and the crowd is going wild! Yuna is supported by her friends, and that means the turn can go on even though the Nibiru was dropped.
Yuna looks so confident right now, knows what he must do, and now he's extending so much.
Yep, it's crazy. I never thought that Nibiru, the primal being, was considered to be a low-impact hand trap, because those low-impact cards, sometimes they can stop the turn, but most of the time they really, really don't if you have a decent hand in the deck. And look at this, you have used Infinite Impermanence, you have used Nibiru, the primal being. What more can you do against the deck? Because the combo just keeps going.
And I mean, let's face it, Tom-Luca actually found a really good spot to use the Nibiru, because he made sure when Yuna was setting the GWC, before it would be on the field, the Nibiru was there, so there was no Malice monster on the field, so the GWC for that very moment could not be activated, but Yuna didn't care and just kept on going. Now the Link Spider, as you were saying, turning one of those tokens into a Cyber's monster instead. And that could be now, yep, Cyber's Wicked. Yuna does not care about those two cards and just keeps on rolling.
Some years ago, Imperma and Nibiru was a very good combo in order to stop your opponent. But now we can see that Malice can play very good against this combination of hand traps.
Yeah, especially because sometimes then the Nibiru was used differently. You would wait for the entire combo to play out, activate it, and then negate the card that stops the Nibiru. But against Malice, yes, you can get rid of the Allied Code Talker. That's great, but then there's still going to be a set GWC, access to MTP, access to Hard Crypta in the next turn. The layering of those interruptions is just absolutely crazy. Now we discard the Fuwalos. It always feels great if you're going first to discard those cards, because they become absolutely useless if you have cards on your field while they're absolute menaces.
But I mean, if we wouldn't have mentioned it to the audience that both of them are on their first feature match, Yuna is so incredibly calm and collected here, right? It doesn't bother her at all. She's just going through the motions, playing through those things like it's nothing, and is still very much in the process of building a field that will be very, very, very tough to overcome for Tom-Luca. And one thing worth mentioning, the Nibiru is now on the field of Tom-Luca's side. That's good, but also bad for his deck, because his most powerful card going second arguably is X-Ryzeal, and that card cannot really use its effect when summoned with Nibiru on the field.
And at the moment, we can see that Yuna is very locked in, very into the zone, and she doesn't care if it is her first feature match or not. If she's one match away from the world, she's zoned in and she knows what she has to do.
Yep, and I mean, game one is the game that Malice needs to win. We have seen this countless times. If you don't win game one, you're playing versus... You have to win 2 games versus decks that contain Artifact Lancea. Yuna is very well on her way to overpowering Tom-Luca's deck. The thing is, yes, Nibiru is, of course, stopping your X, but it is still a body on the field, can become annoying, but the deck, the Malice is... You can just go hard Crypta and just get rid of it if you want to. So all of these choices, everything is out in the open here.
GWC was set back, so Yuna, another believer of the GWC technology, and look where it brought her. 4-0 in the tournament, currently looking really good to turn this first game also into a win.
Also, Baldrake on the field as an extender is insanity, because this card is another interruption, and a really good one at that as well.
And guess what? In the end phase, we get a Druid's Worm for free as well, because Magnamood was also resolved this turn. Like, this is massive what Yuna is getting out here.
Or even
look at
the
that.
Baldrake from the graveyard.
We're linking it off, all right.
I mean, fair enough. Tom-Luca also kind of hand-looped himself with the Impermanence and the Nibiru, the Primal Being, even though not using them also doesn't do anything, so... Fair enough. Dormouse being shuffled back. Nibiru is gone now. No. Okay, careful. We're playing into Impermanence again.
I think if there was another Impermanence, it would have been used earlier. But for sure now, the field at least free for Tom-Luca to possibly profit off of that X-Ryzeal we were talking about. But I don't think that's the biggest concern for Yuna right now. Her field is just good enough to handle an X-Ryzeal, I feel like.
Might be the case. Just one more thing that you have mentioned earlier in the broadcast. Jessica is insane. You immediately need to use your Infinite Impermanence on it.
Yeah.
Even though arguably you kind of want to Impermanence the first thing that happens against Malice.
Yeah, you probably want to do it. You just want to stop that train from rolling in. But we are in the end phase now. This is all we got. We have created the field that we wished for. Allied Code Talker at Ignister is next to 2 link-free Malice monsters. And the Cyber's Wicked is still chilling in the extra monster zone as well. And now we can just search for the Baldrake again. Maybe we even have the Druid's Worm already, you know? Possibly.
And I know that Yuna's field might be a little odd to someone, but she has done an extremely good work having the Wicked on the extra monster zone to protect both Allied Code Talker and the Crypter from the Detonator.
That's true, okay. Oh, Sword Ryzeal, some people would consider as one of the weaker starts for the Ryzeal deck, because it has to be even normal summoned here. Immediately Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring answers that, so Yuna does not only have a great field, but also has things to back it up.
But Tom actually has more follow-up. I was almost expecting a scoop here. Immediately Talents is being activated. We have the Allied Code Talker immediately used here, tributing Red Ransom. Not a tribute that hurts you too much on the side of Yuna. Tom is now contemplating what can you do? Packs it up! Yuna wins game 1 with the Malice strategy, playing through all of the hand traps here. Nibiru doing nothing, Impermanence, nothing. What a way to win game 1.
I think that crazy. This round showcased how good are Bestials in the Malice strategy.
Yeah.
It gave so much power. It gave Yuna the opportunity to play around Imperm, to play around Nibiru, and still setting up a very good field.
Oh, very good. That was almost as good as it gets with this deck, really. It was the full combo, and I think it's definitely not the first time these two have played against each other throughout this year, because you may be wondering, how is it even possible for Yuna to get to this spot here in the playoff without having a major top? She has played so many regionals throughout the entire season, opens, regionals, she is getting those points in left and right, and Tom-Luca did have a YCS top, at least in Birmingham, I feel like, but still also just on every regional, just collecting those points too.
Big German nationals performance as well.
True, very much so. You're
Also
right, you're right.
there.
Imagine though that you are telling later the story to your friends and my first stop was in the World Championship.
I mean, that would be a flex. That would be a really big flex. But both of them just going the completely different approach, right? Yuna doing it all year long with the Malice deck, really. Like, since day one, essentially, playing this deck back and forth, really just, like, also giving her friends all the info. Yes, this is how you do it, basically being the grandmaster there of the Malice gameplay.
There was one event where she played something different, where she played Chimera.
True, yeah, very much.
Saying.
That did happen. And on the other hand, you have Tom-Luca just being very loyal to the Ryziel cards on the other hand, but playing them in all kind of different varieties. Like, definitely like playing Mitsurugi Ryziel, at German Nationals even playing Heraldic Ryziel, now is with the Onomart cards. So just like, he just always tries to find the best way how to combine those Ryziel cards with something that gives you the most value.
Bro just likes rank 4.
Yeah.
And so as how the format advances throughout the weeks, because although that Ryziel is the main strategy, it has so many other engines combined with it.
Not only the format advances, also the duelist advance.
You want to tell that, right?
I'm proud of you, Leo. Yeah. I think you're the most proud of yourself. But
I think I gotta go now. Okay.
I mean, I think Tom is wishing for a go because that really is the start that you want now with this version of the deck. Because let's explain, or it's not go, it's do rather, the do warrior. This is your opportunity to play around Droll and Lockbird. If you start with that card, you get to summon Rafflesia before Droll and Lockbird could even be activated. And then, of course, Gravedigger's Grapple might be able to prevent that Droll and Lockbird from hindering you to stop all of your searches. So that may be something that Tom wants in his opening hand now, but we shall see whether that happens as well.
I don't even think you can use Impermanence on the Rafflesia as well to stop it from sending something because unaffected by trap cards, right?
True. And I mean, it's also a big investment to use an Impermanence on that and then also use Withdrawal. It's like, that's 2 cards down already.
You kind of got to do it though,
right? Probably.
So if you want to use them, you use them at that point. Well, don't, because it's unaffected. But still, the deck has an insane potential going first. And this is something that we're seeing with a lot of decks in this format. So many decks can put up fields that are basically unbreakable. So I'm very much looking forward to see how in this EUWCQ the players are going to adapt as well to these powerful fields.
And also that Ryziel right now can also set Lancia, which is very huge in this matchup.
That could indeed happen, but why theorize about it when we have the duelists ready for our second game? Back into the action. Game 2 starts now. Pressure on Tom-Luca, not allowed to lose another game here in this match if he wants to make it to the world stage through this match here. Sure, he can still rely on that backup wave for the 3rd place finish, but he just really wants to get it here, I feel like.
Yeah, I think that's a very normal thing to want.
Yeah. And look at that, though. We have the card that we were talking about. Do Warrior is sending his small brother, I want to say, the Do Dwarf Go Love to the graveyard. I mean,
however, Fugalus is chained, which is very important.
That is indeed very good. And doesn't seem like Tom has a response to it.
Yeah, that is pretty strong here, because even going into Rafflesia would mean an extra draw now. This might be the strongest answer that you could have for this start there.
Very much.
As resolved.
Tom still decides to go for rank 4. And that is the Banshee now. Okay. Infernal Flame Banshee instead of Rafflesia. Uses the effect, trying to grab something from the deck, but will not be successful because Infinite Impermanence is there to stop it.
Oh, what are we having here?
Somebody else want to try on these? I'm pretty bad at pronouncing them. So this is Onomatopera. This one is actually easier than the other ones, to be honest. But this one will for Tom search, not for 1, but for 2 cards right away here.
It's one of those cards that you really want to have an Ash Blossom Enjoy Spring for. Just like Melody of the Awakening Dragon back in the day. But I think that arguably you can do more with this card.
Yeah. And I mean, we already went through the Do stuff, and we had some Gaga in there as well. But now it's time to also have Zubaba Bancho Gaga Coach. And we are revealing Gaga Cowboy from our action deck for that to special summon it out. Tom-Luca really showing us. Yeah. Showing us that, he's really using all of those new cards. It's not just a Ryziel deck packing a couple of those Onomart cards. It's really a big Onomart package, as now the next card from that package is following in right after as well.
Subaba Bancho Gagaga code is being Dominus Impulse with an impermanence in hand that is using cards to the fullest potential. Tom-Luca is with his back against the wall there. Can't be too many cards more in his hand. Can he extend any further? Yuna is smiling to herself, knowing this might be a really good spot if she has access to a play.
Yeah, and I mean, Yuna in both games is very confident.
Yuna, is there going to be a normal summon of maybe a Dormouse? And the handshake! Yuna has qualified to the World Championship with her beloved Malice deck. What a way to introduce herself to the big stage. First major event top is this year, and therefore a ticket to the World Championship.
Completely undefeated, has been the underdog in this very tournament, and now you've seen the relief in her eyes. Wins this game versus Tom-Luca Menzel, who of course still has a chance to go to the World Championship, but this is your ticket to Paris, Yuna.
And for the time being, I really believe that for this season, the win of Jinka with Farking was the highlight of the season. However, this story is amazing. It gives so many chills. Imagine your first stop being in a World Championship and have the tickets for Paris and the chance to win the biggest trophy in Yu-Gi-Oh!
And I mean, this is where the biggest emotions are being produced as well, right? Like, not only Yuna, you could see being really, really excited and happy about it, but also the entire crowd, her friends, all cheering her up, because this is a process for the entire group of people. Like, they have all been traveling together to events. They have been going through the entire year, throughout the entire season, just testing, preparing for events. And of course, now this being the most important, the pinnacle of this season. And it was all worth it. We're going to the World Championship is what Yuna is saying to her friends now.
That is just absolutely insane. All this hard work, basically every weekend, going to all of the regionals, to the opens that you can find to get those points, and then running through this tournament stacked with the biggest of names we have in Europe, completely undefeated, is absolutely massive. That's a W.
It was crazy because we talked about it in the first round. I think that Gabriel Susi was the only one in the field that did it through the points play of last year. And Yuna was paired against Gabriel Susi on the very first round, so you might be thinking, oh, that's a tough start right away. She just won it.
And I also want to mention something that we saw in Game 2 here. When Tom-Luca Menzel saw that Yuna has a play, activated Gold Sarcophagus, I think that's a massive sign of respect to just say, hey, I know that you won't mess this up. We can do the shortcut here. You got this game. Yuna just now celebrating with her friends. This is beautiful to see. I'm always tearing up at Euros, dude.
It's so wholesome. This is where the emotions are the biggest, really.
And I mean, this is the heart of the Yu-Gi-Oh! To have all this travel, all this hard work during the season, and finally qualify for the biggest championship of the season.
Paris it is. Is it going to be Malice there again? We don't know yet. We don't know how the format is going to develop until then. Of course, Justice Hunters being released soon-ish as well, and therefore we will have that influencing world. So because Yuna literally was playing Malice the entire year, so is it going to be another Malice appearance there? But I mean, that is something she can worry about after this weekend, right? For now, it's all fun, but I can tell you, Yuna loves Yu-Gi-Oh! So I can tell you, Yuna is the last person that would now say, I'm taking the main event lightly. Still tomorrow morning, she's going to be there. I want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Again. I want to play this tournament. I love competitive Yu-Gi-Oh!
We
That's
might
so
see
nice.
a Khan performance, right? Back-to-back qualifier for the World Championship. That was exciting.
To be honest, she's undefeated, right?
Yeah, 5-0.
She hasn't lost today.
No. Absolutely not. I don't know if she's dropped games today. That might be the case, but on stream, completely undefeated. Huge performance there. Wow, what a way. And now, of course, Tom, with his back against the wall again, needs to... This is, I think, the hardest part where you have your 2 shots at going to the World Championship. You lost the first one, and you have to now calm down. You have another match that you can watch. You can chill out a little bit there, try to calm your nerves, and then be prepared for what's to come in the match for the 3rd place. But first of all, let's hear it from a winner. Let's hear it from Yuna.
Thank you guys, and welcome here with the first player qualified for the World Championship in Paris. Give it up for Yuna! Wow, what a run it has been. You are also the only player that is undefeated, and that will stay so. completely smashing the Swiss rounds, and now winning in Top Cut. How do you feel?
It's unbelievable. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
crazy.
just unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Didn't thought I made it this far.
No, you should be absolutely proud. I mean, we have been discussing and hearing some kind words as well for the commentators before the match, how you pretty much stuck to the Malice deck throughout the season. And although you didn't get that, breakthrough result, consistency is key, and you made it here, and now you're going to Paris.
Yeah,
wow.
I'm going to Paris.
Yeah, that sounds good,
My
right?
friends too, they have spectator pass. That's great.
Absolutely, yeah, they will. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure everyone watching home has just been impressed with the plays. It showed that you are quite familiar with the deck. So first and foremost, what do you like so much about Malice that you decided to bring it once more today?
Yeah, I picked it at this time because it's the best deck I thought.
Yeah.
Because when I thought about what the others would play, it seemed to be the best deck. And I played it for a long time, so I thought I might have an edge in the mirrors.
Yeah. It definitely seems like that was the case. How was the tournament overall? Did you have, what was your toughest match today?
My toughest matchup was against Danilo.
Okay.
He played Memento.
Yeah.
And I only won because he did the misplay. And
Oof. Okay.
it was a relief when I didn't die in game 3.
Okay, fair enough. And I mean, sometimes you gotta take your opportunities when you get them. So I think also as a nice memory for you, we can just bring up for you guys, and we can commentate some of the amazing plays that got you there. So starting from game 1, I mean, you open up pretty well, but then you get hurt with Nibiru. I mean, what were you thinking at the moment? As we'll see, Boldrake is going to come down in a moment, right?
Yeah.
What were the feelings when you saw Nibiru?
I expected my opponent to use Nibiru, so I play always around it.
Okay.
And I had the second business from the start, so I can play really hard into it. And at some point, my opponent has to do it.
Yep.
Because if he keeps it, I get so much resources that it doesn't matter. Everything comes out the graveyard in his turn then.
Absolutely, and that was one of the main reasons why you decided to differentiate yourself from the others' deck list, I feel, in the format. What was the main decisions beyond the Bestial count, for example, in the main deck?
I played only 4 Bestials this time and not 5 like at other events. Because in Malice Mirrors, I thought the low impact hand traps like Velas have more impact, and they're also really good against the Ryzel decks, which I also expected.
Absolutely, and I mean, as you've shown throughout the game, even though through the Nibiru, I mean, thankfully to Magnamut, I gotta say, and Boldrake, you were able to continue. And let's bring up what field you were able to assemble at the end there. I mean, that was quite impressive. And I mean, with the Ash in hand to back it up, that was a bit too much. Is this what you usually try to go for? What's your goal as an ending field for the deck?
I made this board because I know what my opponent was playing, and it's really good against Ryzel because everything is indestructible under the wicket. So my opponent has a problem outing the wicket.
Yeah.
And I have an Omni Negate, 2 banishes, and everything I have in hand and graveyard setup.
Absolutely, and do you have other differences in mind? So, for example, you said that in the mirror match you feel like you have an edge. What is your suggestion, for example, for players tomorrow on playing the mirror match as a field?
I think just play a lot of mirror matches and go through every line. Like I had a day where I sat down at my table and just throw every hand trap at every possible point, and so where it had the most impact in the best combo lines.
Okay, right. But if there is a game to prove that the Malice deck can win going second as well, I think it's game 2, because that was quite different. And you throw, as mentioned, as many hand traps as possible to your opponent. And we can just go through some of the motions. Obviously, the Fuvalos. Were you familiar with the opening with the Onomat card, go, or what were you trying to achieve and stop against this version of Ryzel?
I just try to stop it as early as possible. Because when the deck plays, it's really hard to do something against the end board. So I like to stop it really early. So shotgunning a lot of hand traps, depending on which you have, is pretty good.
Absolutely, and here it paid off significantly because in the end, as we have seen, there was not only the full loss and the impermanence, but later on in the final push, that impulse with the additional benefit of the impermanence in the graveyard really paid off. So much so that the last video is mostly just a celebration for you because your opponent ends their turn, and then let's see what happens, right? What were you thinking in this moment?
No matter what it is, as long as it's not Artifact Sanctum, I have won. Because my hand was a Gold Sark, backup, and 2 Marchers.
Absolutely, and here it is. Here comes the handshake from Tom-Luca, which, we gotta give credit to. He will have a second chance in the upcoming third and fourth playoff. But right here and right now, the spotlight is all yours. So I'm just gonna give you the option to send maybe some, some kind words to friends or family, whoever help you in here. Just give them a shout out if you want. And
yeah,
it's
I
your
would
moment.
like to.
Yeah, please go ahead.
I would thank all the people that helped me, especially the Team Aquaknarre, my own friends, Team Rapture, and especially my girlfriend Lea.
Okay,
she supported me all the way and took the backseat this year.
Nice. So one more, guys, everyone back home and in the ground, give it up for the first player qualified to the 2025 World Championship in Paris, Yuna! Thank you for being with us. And yeah, take it. But thank you guys again, and don't go anywhere because soon we have 2 more matches to find out who will join Yuna in Paris. Keep watching and we'll be back soon.